Hey everyone, the formative assessment technology that I wanted to share with you is Jamboard by Google. One of the things that I like about it is that it integrates nicely with the Google Suite. It's great to be used. You can use it for multiple things. You could use it as an activator at the beginning of the lesson. You can use it as a graphic organizer digitally that students are recording notes on as you progress. You could use it for formative assessment, as I'm about to show, or you could even use it for summative assessment as well. And how it works is you would post the link to this, and then students could go in and create a sticky note. And if I were to ask what were the most effective, peaceful ways that colonists protested against British taxes, students might provide me with something like, the most I would expect from them, full sentences of the most effective and peaceful ways that colonists protested against British taxes were boycotts and petitions. There is a limit on how many characters, so you do have to get creative with how much you expect out of them and coaching them on sentence starters and things like that. So they would post their sticky note. They could also respond with an image. They could also draw shapes, and they can write on these shapes too with the pen. So there's many different creative things that you can do and different ways that you can creatively respond to these prompts too is another thing that I like. You can create text boxes and type. And you might have a situation even where you have multiple students respond and they post multiple different sticky notes, and then maybe you ask students to go back or while they wait, perhaps highlight something that one of their friends wrote that they agree with, or what one of their classmates wrote that they agree with, or make a personal connection to. So there's all different kinds of little tools and gadgets you can use and that students can play with it for different ways to respond. One of the things that makes it a sound design is it's a quick visual check that you can look at and see if your students accurately are discovering the concepts and ideas that you wanted to discuss, or that you wanted them to learn rather. And it can be difficult sometimes with so many different sticky notes popping up on there. So one of the good features is you can have multiple Jamboards, multiple places where they could respond. So you could assign half of your students to one Jamboard and the other half to another, or thirds and quarters, so on and so forth. So you can check for accuracy and diagnose whether or not misconceptions have been made. You can clarify the understanding, and students can make connections in their learning between each other. It also allows students to see some examples of like a strong exemplar as well as weak work. And then we can monitor through class discussion and give pointers on how different answers could be improved and what makes a good answer. It's also a chance for me, the teacher, to offer feedback and clear up those misconceptions during the learning process. So all this helps to ensure the accuracy of the information and lead to a sound design. As far as usefulness, it does allow you to view the student thinking quickly. And that's what I like about it, is if there's major misconceptions, I can see that quickly. So I might use this for a quick basic question, as I did with the example of what were the most effective ways that colonists protested. That's something simple. It doesn't require an overly complex answer. But like I said before, if you wanted to use it for summative assessment, you could. You would just expand the question and your expectations. Now, they can't type that much on a sticky note, but as you saw, there were other ways that they could respond. So you could have them respond with a picture and a text box. Longer responses can be harder to see. So like I said, length is a limiting factor, but you could put up multiple Jamboards as well, multiple backgrounds. You can also have students write on paper first and then transcribe to the sticky note, working on their summary skills as well. As far as communications, it does let students quickly demonstrate their learning of a small essential concept or idea. You can use it again to interact with it later in additional ways. You could even have it as part of like an activator and then also the summative assessment. So here's what I know about this topic, and then come back later and expand upon your sticky note with an image and an additional text box, something like that. So this is Jamboard, something that you can use for formative technology, formative assessment, and I hope it's something you find useful.